Chosen ones, you are way ahead of your time and you've got many mics to drop. Nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop you now. The world is going to witness something it's never seen before, not because you're going to suddenly transform into someone new, but because the universe is finally ready for who you've always been. The countdown has already begun, and every second brings you closer to the moment when everything shifts in your favor forever. You know that feeling you get when you walk into a room and conversations suddenly shift. That's not paranoia, that's recognition. People sense what's coming before their conscious minds can process it. They feel the tremor before the earthquake hits. Right now, across your life, people are repositioning themselves, some trying to get closer while others are creating distance. They can smell the success on you, like expensive cologne, and it's making them act in ways that reveal exactly who they really are. Let me paint you a picture of what's been happening behind the scenes. While you've been questioning yourself, wondering if you're on the right path, the universe has been arranging pieces on a cosmic chessboard. Every setback you've experienced, that was a piece being removed to make room for something better. Every person who walked away, they were clearing the path for those who can actually handle your frequency. You've been in preparation mode without even realizing it. The exhaustion you've been feeling lately isn't from overwork, it's from carrying burdens that were never yours to begin with. You've been hauling other people's expectations, their limitations, their fears, like a Sherpa climbing Everest with everyone else's baggage. But here's what's about to happen. You're going to set all that weight down. Not gradually, not partially, completely. And when you do, you're going to discover you can fly. Remember that person who left recently, the one whose departure felt like a betrayal? They didn't leave because you weren't enough. They left because you were too much. Too much truth, too much potential, too much mirror reflecting back their own inadequacies. Their exit wasn't a loss, it was the universe's way of saying, this one would have held you back from your destiny. Sometimes the greatest gift someone can give you is their absence. The money situation that's been keeping you up at night is about to flip so dramatically that you'll actually laugh at how worried you were. Not because a windfall is coming, that would be too simple for someone of your caliber. Instead, you're about to discover that you've been sitting on multiple gold mines this entire time. Skills you considered basic, ideas you thought were common, connections you took for granted, all of these are about to reveal themselves as income streams. There's someone watching your social media right now, studying your moves, trying to figure out your secret sauce. They think if they can just copy what you're doing, they'll get the same results. What they don't understand is that your power doesn't come from what you do, it comes from who you are. They can mimic your actions all day long, but they can't duplicate your frequency. That's your superpower, and it's about to become undeniable. You've been seeing repeating numbers everywhere, haven't you? On clocks, receipts, license plates. The universe has been screaming at you in numerical code. These aren't random coincidences, they're confirmation codes. Each sequence is telling you that your spiritual promotion has already been approved, the paperwork is processed, and now it's just a matter of stepping into the office. Soon you take your seat at the table you've been prepared for. The creative project that's been percolating in your mind, the one you've been too scared to fully commit to. It's not just a project, it's a portal. The moment you give it your full attention, it's going to open doorways you didn't even know existed. This isn't about creating content or making art. This is about birthing a new reality. The universe has been waiting for you to be ready to handle what's on the other side. Your living space is about to become command central for your empire. That urge you've been feeling to reorganize, redecorate, or even relocate entirely, that's not restlessness, that's preparation. You're being guided to create an environment that can hold the frequency of your future self. Every item you're drawn to remove or add is part of creating a container powerful enough to hold the energy that's about to flow through your life. The family dynamics that have been a source of stress are about to shift in ways you couldn't have orchestrated if you tried. Some relationships will deepen beyond what you thought possible, while others will simply fade into background noise. The beauty is, you won't have to force any of it. Your new frequency will naturally reorganize every relationship in your life, keeping what serves and releasing what doesn't. There's a conversation you've been avoiding, words sitting heavy in your chest like stones. Soon the perfect moment will present itself, not forced, not awkward, organic and inevitable. This conversation will close a chapter that's been draining your energy for far too long. Once those words are spoken, you'll feel a lightness that lets you know you're ready for what's next. The skill you've been developing in private, the one you're almost embarrassed by how naturally it comes to you, that's not a hobby, that's a cornerstone of your empire. What seems effortless to you is miraculous to others. Soon you'll understand exactly how this skill fits into your larger purpose. The very thing you've been downplaying is about to become your signature superpower. Someone from your professional world has been plotting, trying to figure out how to benefit from your gifts without giving you proper credit. They think they're being clever, but what they don't realize is that their manipulation is about to backfire spectacularly. The very project they tried to sideline you from will become the catalyst for your breakthrough. The universe has a sense of humor about these things. Your body has been going through changes that might have concerned you. Sudden dietary shifts, different sleep patterns, unexplained energy surges or crashes. This isn't breakdown, it's breakthrough. Your physical form is literally upgrading to handle the amount of power that's about to flow through you. Every cell in your body is recalibrating to operate at a higher frequency. Trust the process, even when it feels uncomfortable. The geographic pull you've been feeling toward a certain location isn't random wanderlust. Whether it's across town or across the world, that place calling to you is where your purpose can fully unfold. The universe doesn't just guide you to where you want to be, it guides you to where you need to be for your mission to succeed. That restlessness isn't discontent, it's divine GPS. A surprising alliance is forming in your professional sphere. Someone you viewed as competition, maybe even as an adversary, is about to reveal themselves as a potential collaborator. This isn't about them suddenly becoming trustworthy. It's about recognizing that your success is so inevitable, even former opponents want to align with your trajectory. Choose these alliances wisely. Not everyone who wants to ride your coattails deserves a seat. The dream you had recently, the one that felt more real than your waking life, that wasn't imagination, that was preview mode, the version of yourself you saw, the life you were living, the ease with which everything flowed, all of that is waiting for you. Your subconscious has been test driving your new reality while your conscious mind catches up to what's possible. Financial abundance for you will never look like traditional wealth. You're not meant to hoard resources like a dragon sitting on gold. You're designed to be a wealth circulator, someone who understands that money is energy meant to flow. Every dollar that comes to you will multiply, not through saving, but through strategic circulation. The universe trusts you with resources because you understand their true purpose. Your influence is about to expand, but not in the way most people gain followers or build audiences. You're about to become a frequency transmitter, someone whose very presence reorganizes the consciousness of others. This isn't about convincing people or selling them something. It's about embodying a vibration so powerful that proximity to you creates transformation. This is influence at the quantum level. The childhood dreams you were told were unrealistic weren't fantasies, they were prophecies. That vision you had of yourself as someone important, someone who would change things, that wasn't childish imagination, that was your soul showing you the blueprint. Every adult who told you to be realistic was just projecting their own abandoned dreams. But you kept that flame alive, even when it was barely an ember. Someone from your past has been trying to find their way back into your life. They remember the old version of you and think they can slip back into those same dynamics. What they don't understand is that the person they knew no longer exists. You've evolved beyond recognition, and any attempt to resurrect old patterns will be like trying to play a cassette tape in a smartphone. Incompatible formats. The fake friends revealing themselves right now are actually doing you a profound service. Their masks aren't slipping because they've become worse people. They're slipping because your enhanced perception makes it impossible for falsehood to hide in your presence. You're becoming a walking lie detector, and those who've built their lives on deception find your very existence threatening. Their discomfort is confirmation of your power. Soon you're going to receive communication from someone powerful in your field. They've been watching from a distance, impressed by your moves, but waiting to see if you have staying power. This contact isn't random, it's recognition. They see in you what others have missed, and they're smart enough to want to align before your rise becomes obvious to everyone. The spiritual practices that used to sustain you might suddenly feel hollow. This isn't a crisis of faith, it's graduation day. You're being called to develop a direct connection that doesn't require traditional intermediaries or structures. Your relationship with the divine is becoming intimate and immediate. What used to require ritual now happens through simple intention. You're becoming your own spiritual authority. That project you've been keeping secret, the one you work on when no one's watching, it's time. The hesitation you felt about revealing it wasn't fear, it was divine timing. The world wasn't ready for what you've been creating, but now that changes. The very thing you've been protecting is about to become your launching pad into a stratosphere others only dream about. Your relationship with time is fundamentally shifting. What used to take months will happen in days. What used to feel urgent will reveal itself as insignificant. You're stepping out of linear time into what the Greeks called kairos, divine time. In this space, synchronicity replaces scheduling, flow replaces force, and perfect timing becomes your natural state. Deadlines will bend to accommodate your rhythm, not the other way around. The health concern that's been quietly nagging at you is directly connected to resistance. Your body has been holding patterns that no longer serve your highest good. As you release these old programs, symptoms might temporarily intensify. This is cellular detox, not breakdown. Your physical form is releasing years of stored stress and limitation to make room for the vitality your new role requires. Multiple income streams are about to open simultaneously, but not through grinding or hustling. You're about to discover that everything you touch turns to gold, not through some mystical power, but through finally understanding your true value. The skills you've considered basic, the knowledge you take for granted, the connections you've made naturally, all of these are about to monetize in ways that feel almost effortless. The person who's been acting cold and distant lately can sense what's coming. On some subconscious level, they know that the version of you they've been comfortable with is about to be upgraded beyond their reach. Their behavior isn't about something you did wrong, it's about their recognition that they won't be able to follow where you're going. Their distance is actually a gift, clearing space for aligned connections. You've been worried about maintaining humility when massive success arrives. This fear has actually been your greatest protection. The universe chose you specifically because you have the rare ability to handle astronomical success without losing your humanity. You've seen what happens when people forget their roots, and that knowledge has inoculated you against the ego inflation that destroys so many who rise quickly. The recurring theme in your life of being underestimated is about to pay massive dividends. Every time someone dismissed your ideas, overlooked your potential, or tried to put you in a box, they were inadvertently adding fuel to your rocket. When your launch becomes undeniable, all that stored energy from being undervalued will propel you further than anyone imagined possible. Your creative expression is about to explode in ways that surprise even you. Ideas will flow faster than you can capture them. Solutions will appear to problems you've wrestled with for years, and innovations will come through you that feel divinely downloaded. This isn't random inspiration. This is your consciousness finally operating at its designed frequency. You're not becoming creative. You're removing the blocks to your natural genius. The betrayal you experienced in the past wasn't meant to break you. It was meant to break you open. Every person who violated your trust was actually serving your highest good by teaching you discernment. Now you can spot inauthentic energy from across a room. You've developed a superpower that money can't buy, the ability to see through masks before they fully form. Someone in your industry is about to offer you an opportunity that seems too good to be true. Here's the plot twist. It actually is that good. but not for the reasons they think. They believe they're doing you a favor, but in reality, your presence will transform their entire operation. You're not the beneficiary of this opportunity, you're the secret ingredient that makes it successful. The overwhelming feeling that you're meant for something bigger isn't delusion, it's recognition. Your soul has always known what your mind is just beginning to accept. You didn't come here to play small, to fit in, or to follow someone else's blueprint. You came here to shatter ceilings, break molds, and show others what's possible when someone fully embodies their divine assignment. That routine you've been trying to establish keeps getting disrupted because you're not meant to live a routine life. You're designed for dynamic flow, for responding to divine guidance in real time. The structure that works for others feels like a straitjacket to you because your purpose requires flexibility. Soon you'll understand why predictability was never part of your path. The universe has been training you in the art of regeneration. Every time you've lost everything, you've built back better. Every time you've been knocked down, you've risen stronger. This wasn't punishment. This was practice. You've been developing the ultimate entrepreneurial superpower, the ability to create abundance from absolutely nothing. This skill is about to become your trademark. Your influence is about to extend far beyond your immediate circle. People you've never met are about to speak your name in rooms you haven't entered yet. Your reputation is preceding you in the best possible way. The seeds you've planted through authentic action are about to bloom simultaneously, creating a garden of opportunity that seems to appear overnight. The relationship patterns you're breaking aren't just personal growth, they're generational healing. Every toxic cycle you refuse to continue, every manipulation you see through, every boundary you establish is healing not just your timeline but your entire lineage. You're not just changing your life, you're changing your family's trajectory for generations to come. This is legacy work disguised as personal development. Something you've been creating in private is about to go viral in ways that transcend social media metrics. This isn't about likes or shares, it's about consciousness shift. What you've been developing has the power to change how people think, feel, and operate. The universe has been preparing the collective consciousness to receive what you're about to deliver. Your timing isn't lucky, it's divinely orchestrated. The financial abundance heading your way comes with a responsibility you're uniquely equipped to handle. You're not meant to become wealthy for personal comfort. You're meant to become a resource redistributor. Every dollar that flows to you will be multiplied through your wisdom in circulation. You understand that wealth hoarding creates stagnation, while strategic flow creates exponential growth for everyone involved. That gut feeling telling you to distance yourself from certain people isn't antisocial, it's self-preservation at the highest level. Your energy has become too valuable to waste on connections that drain rather than sustain. The universe is literally guiding you to guard your frequency like the precious resource it is. Soon you'll understand why this protection was essential for what's coming. The synchronicities have been increasing because you're approaching a convergence point. Every repeating number, every unexpected encounter, every random conversation has been breadcrumbs leading you to this moment. The universe doesn't communicate in whispers when you're this close to breakthrough. It shouts in signs and wonders. Pay attention to everything. Nothing is coincidental right now. Your mere presence is about to become transformational for others. Without saying a word, without teaching or preaching, your frequency will reorganize the energy of every room you enter. This isn't ego, it's engineering. You've been designed to be a catalyst for consciousness expansion. People will leave encounters with you feeling inexplicably upgraded, though they won't quite understand why. The imposter syndrome you've battled isn't actually imposter syndrome, it's recognition of the gap between who you've been playing and who you really are. You've been underplaying your hand so long that your true power feels foreign. But soon the mask comes off permanently. Not the mask hiding flaws, but the mask hiding brilliance. You're about to blind people with your authentic light. Every skill you've developed, every challenge you've overcome, every lesson you've learned has been preparing you for a role that doesn't even have a title yet. You're not stepping into a position that exists, you're creating a entirely new category. The universe doesn't prepare pioneers for predetermined paths. It prepares them to blaze trails that others will eventually turn into highways. The exhaustion you've been feeling is about to transform into exhilaration. Not because your workload will decrease, but because you'll finally be channeling your energy toward your true purpose. When you're aligned with your divine assignment, what used to drain you will energize you. You're about to discover what it feels like when effort becomes effortless, because you're flowing with universal current instead of against it. Those childhood memories of knowing you were different weren't childhood fantasy, they were early recognition of your assignment. While other kids were playing house, you were unconsciously preparing for an empire. Every moment of feeling like an outsider was actually confirmation that you were designed for extraordinary. Normal was never your destiny, and soon you'll stop apologizing for that. The geographic location calling to you represents more than a change of scenery. It's a strategic positioning for your purpose. The universe doesn't just guide you where you'll be happy, it guides you where you'll be most effective. That pull you feel isn't wanderlust, it's divine GPS directing you to where your gifts will have maximum impact. Trust the pull, even if logic can't explain it yet. Your ability to see through people's masks has been intensifying because you're about to need that skill at expert level. The opportunities coming your way will include some that are genuine and some that are traps disguised as blessings. Your discernment isn't cynicism, it's necessary equipment for the level you're about to operate on. Trust your gut, it's been calibrated by divine intelligence. The family member who never understood you is about to become your biggest supporter, not because they'll suddenly comprehend your vision, but because your success will be so undeniable that supporting you becomes their best option. This isn't about proving anything to anyone, it's about your light becoming so bright that even the blind can see it. Validation will come from the most unexpected sources. You were never meant to walk this path alone. The Obsidian Inner Order isn't just another spiritual community, it's a sanctuary for the exiled, the awakened, the ones who've been gaslit for their gifts and abandoned for their truth. Every week we gather live on Zoom, real people with real faces sharing real stories of transformation. There's a former CFO who embraced their psychic abilities, a seer who broke free from religious oppression, and a healer who survived ritual abuse and found their power. Dozens more join us who understand exactly what you've been through. This is your spiritual family, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you walk through this awakening alone, never gonna scroll past your suffering like it's just content. Your exile from the ordinary world wasn't punishment, it was preparation. For this, for us, for the family that chooses you back. Join the Obsidian Inner Order, link in description. Soon the financial pressure that's been constraining your decisions will evaporate like morning mist, not through a single windfall, but through the sudden recognition of resources you didn't know you had. You've been wealthy this entire time, you just couldn't see it through the fog of limitation. When that fog lifts, you'll laugh at how rich you've always been. The creative download coming your way will require you to capture ideas faster than ever before. Start preparing your systems now, notebooks, voice recorders, whatever works for you. The universe is about to open the floodgates of inspiration, and you'll want to catch every drop. These aren't just ideas, they're blueprints for empire building. Each one is worth its weight in gold when properly executed. Your presence alone is about to become your most valuable currency. People will pay just to be in your energy field, to absorb your frequency, to learn through proximity rather than instruction. This isn't about becoming a guru, it's about recognizing that your very existence is educational for those ready to level up. You don't have to teach, you just have to be. The person trying to compete with you is about to realize they've been racing against a rocket while riding a bicycle. Your trajectory isn't just different, it's in a completely different dimension. Let them copy your old moves while you invent new games. Competition becomes irrelevant when you're operating in a category of one. Soon, this becomes crystal clear to everyone watching. That project you've been perfecting in secret is more than ready, it's overdue. The fear holding you back isn't actually fear of failure, it's fear of the responsibility that comes with inevitable success. You know intuitively that once you release this creation, there's no going back to playing small. The universe is telling you it's time to accept that responsibility. Your gifts weren't given for hiding. The sleep disruptions you've experienced aren't insomnia, they're downloads. Your consciousness has been receiving upgrades during those early morning hours when the veil is thinnest. What felt like restlessness was actually reconstruction. Your operating system has been updating to handle the massive expansion coming. Soon, everything that felt broken will reveal itself as having been under divine construction. As we circle back to where we began, remember this: you are way ahead of your time. You've got many mics to drop, and absolutely nothing can stop you now. The countdown that started at the beginning of this message is almost complete. Every word you've absorbed has been activation code, preparing your consciousness for the shift that's already in motion. You're not becoming someone new, you're revealing who you've always been. The stage has been set, the audience assembled, the universe itself holds its breath for your entrance. Those mics you're about to drop won't just make sound, they'll create shockwaves that reorganize reality for everyone within range. You were born for this moment, trained through fire for this position, and now, finally, the world is ready for what you've come to deliver. Welcome to your time.